Attention-seeking behaviors. This original PowerPoint presentation was presented by special education counselors Aisha Alex, Denisha Brown, Victoria Cusick, Renita Jones, and Amanda Lockett. The objective of this presentation is to enhance knowledge on possible functions of student attention-seeking behaviors and to provide effective intervention strategies for attention-seeking behaviors at antecedent level, during the occurrence of the behavior, and after the behavior. What is attention-seeking behavior? Who exhibits these behaviors? Where do these behaviors generally occur? When do students typically exhibit these behaviors? How to stop attention-seeking behavior? And why do students exhibit these behaviors? What are attention-seeking behaviors? They are behaviors that are negative behaviors exhibited by students to gain attention from peers as well as adults in the environment. Also, behaviors that are exhibited to escape the setting and/or the activity. Why waste a tantrum? Attention-seeking behaviors include pushing limits, showing off, asking too many questions, talking excessively, making noises, and out of seat. Active attention-seeking behaviors. The purpose is to recognize or gain attention regarding behaviors. The antecedent level include teach the student appropriate ways to gain attention. Greet or recognize the student as he or she enters the classroom. The more positive attention they receive, the less likely they will seek or need negative attention. And give purposeful positive attention at predetermined intervals during class. Involve the student in taking classroom responsibility. Involve the student in taking classroom responsibility. For example, being a teacher helper or keeping time. Allow the student to make a positive call home, send a note, or perhaps an email for appropriate behaviors. Positive behavior supports establish class-wide incentives for appropriate behavior. Engage the class in role play to demonstrate appropriate and inappropriate behaviors. Lead class discussions about appropriate ways to gain attention from others in both the classroom and in other settings. Remember, you can always create a behavioral contract. During the occurrence of the behavior, most minor attention-seeking behavior is addressed by ignoring. Behavior that poses a danger to the student or others cannot be ignored and need to be addressed immediately. Do not draw attention to the misbehaving student and do not interact with the student until the misbehavior stops, and provide an exaggerated positive attention toward other students. Provide positive feedback immediately after student stops the misbehavior. Do not draw attention to the misbehaving student and do not interact with the student until the misbehavior stops, and provide exaggerated positive attention to other students. Remember to provide positive feedback immediately after the student stops the misbehaviors. Verbal and nonverbal cues are always helpful. After the behavior, debrief and remind the student of the choices he or she made and follow through with the predetermined consequences. Follow through with the contract if the student has one. Types of attention-seeking behavior. Passive attention-seeking behaviors include shyness, shutting down, laziness, overdependency, being self-centered. Interventions for passive attention-seeking behaviors include behavior expectations training, clear and concise rules and expectations, warm, welcoming, non-threatening classroom environment. Interventions for passive attention-seeking behaviors. The purpose is to manipulate or to get out of classwork and escape the setting or an activity. Interventions at the antecedent level include behavior expectations training, clear and concise rules and expectations, warm, welcoming, non-threatening classroom environment. Allow the student opportunity to feel successful when the student participates. Catch them at being good. Do not miss the opportunity to see positives and encourage the student. For example, random acts of kindness and positive behavioral supports. Establish class-wide incentives for appropriate behaviors. During the occurrence of the behavior, reminders and choices should be given. Verbal and nonverbal cues, which have been predetermined. Ignore minor behaviors. After the choices are given, allow the student time and space to regroup. Reminder, always follow through with consequences. In conclusion, teach students appropriate ways to gain attention. Determine if ignoring is an appropriate response. Avoid rewarding the behavior by giving a negative response. Maintain frequent interactions with the student when he or she is not misbehaving. Discuss the proposed plan with the student if appropriate, and monitor the behavior to determine if progress is being made. Suggested readings include Intervention Centrals, Breaking the Attention-Seeking Habit, The Power of Random Positive Teacher Attention. We hope you have enjoyed this presentation. Please do not hesitate to reach out to your special education counselor for additional support. Thank you.